I'm sorry, I know it's a composed name, but Mr. Richmond? Yes. My question is very simple. How would you simplify the application process for funding for projects in NDG?
Yes. Okay. Well, as someone that was heavily involved in the community sector, and I sit on 4 boards now, I know how long it is to apply for funding from the government, from different foundations too, and I know how time-consuming that can be on a small team. So I want to ensure that we can accelerate the process as much as possible, especially for recurring and repeated funding processes. A lot of groups in NDG are surviving with project funding year after year and are unsure if it will be renewed the following year. So we have to really simplify the process. We can ensure that the government's paperwork is less demanding, but still respects strict requirements to ensure that the funds are well spent, but strict requirements. And I know that the public service has the capacity to do that. I work with our government professionals union, so I see day in and day out the strategies that they have to recommend.
Because the funding, it's not very direct, and it's quite hard to understand, and there's a lot of red tape. So you would try to simplify it, if you like it?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
La prochaine question sera posée par William Westmount. Westmount? William Westmount? Hello? Kenneth Dyson. Deborah Fogel.
No, it's not. Here.
Yeah, I guess I would address my question to Mr. Lewis Richmond, and I'm sorry I don't know your name, the Green Party candidate. I actually know you. Sorry?
Arnold Downey.
Arnold Downey. I know I've seen your pictures. Predominantly because I know your parties both have actually put this stuff in your platform. I'm asking about housing. I know that affordability is a big problem, but Montreal is mostly a city of renters, and most platforms are talking about affordable housing and affordable home ownership. The vast majority of tenants in the city don't qualify for a mortgage, don't have enough money put together to make a down payment, and certainly the vast number of homeless people that we have in the city have problems coughing up enough money for rent. What would you do to make housing affordable for renters, for tenants who have absolutely no intention or ability to buy a home? They want rents that's actually related to their income.
Okay, I guess I'll go first. So thanks for the great question. We have to really support renters because for too long, under liberal and conservative governments, they've allowed corporate landlords to run rampant, increase rents abusively year over year, and it shouldn't matter what province you live in. Nationally, we have to have rent control. The government can also be building more housing, which will reduce the pressure on the market, and when the government initiates the projects and gives the money for the build, well, that means they can ensure that the prices can stay at maximum 30% of people's income, because we see that too often people are paying large proportions of their income on housing. I find it really, really distressing that now Mark Carney, as the leader of the Liberal Party, himself to be the champion for housing. Carney's company, Brookfield, was in charge of rent evictions. They hiked up the rent abusively and forced people out. So we have to really be wary of that and wary of liberal promises, because the government has 600 million square feet at least of office space. A third is underused or vacant. We can convert that into housing. And the Liberals didn't do it, so we need change.
Thank you very much. To expand on that a little bit, part of the question touches on the definition of affordability that I was getting at, and that's very much in our platform. Like I'm saying, the definition of affordable is currently based on the inflated market that we now have. I think it should be more based on, for example, like what minimum wage worker, like what can they afford? Can they afford like 30% of their income or less be like, well, like enough for them, to make their rent, and that way they can like get into the ownership market much more easily, because then they're able to save up. It also, in addition to market pressures that my colleague was mentioning, we also can establish things like we can use covenants